All right, the talk is really getting louder, and that disturbing elevator video that got Ray Rice kicked out of the NFL could cost the NFL commissioner his job. There's a report from ESPN that indicates that Rice told Roger Goodell that he had punched his then-fiancée, Janae, last February. That contradicts what the commissioner said in a TV interview earlier this week. This all comes as support around the league for Roger Goodell appears to be crumbling. We have sports attorney Anthony Caruso and Mike Bacot, sports editor from the DailyNational.com, both of them joining. Gentlemen, let's get right into it. Let's talk about the ESPN report. Appears to be directly contradicting what the commissioner said in a TV interview, that Rice was ambiguous about what happened. Tell me your opinion, Mike, right now.
Well, right now, ESPN is reporting that 4 people associated with Ray Rice have told them that in the meeting with Goodell, Ray Rice told Goodell, the commissioner, that he punched Janae. So that contradicts what Roger Goodell said, not only at the time of the suspension, but throughout this entire ordeal over the last week.
It pokes a lot of holes, really.
It pokes a lot of holes, and just the idea of how Goodell conducted this interview with Ray Rice, with Janae right there with him, having the accuser and the victim right next to each other. What do you expect the two of them to say? So not a good situation for Goodell in terms of how he conducted this.
Anthony, your take on it.
There's definitely 2 sides of this story, and this is why the independent investigation is going to really be crucial, because we really can't assume what happened until we hear all the parties involved and we have the factual history down on paper.
We're talking about an independent investigation, and shouldn't have that happened all the way along? I mean, it felt like something was being mishandled, especially because when Rice got the 2-game suspension, a lot of people are going, is that enough? I mean, they look at that video. There's something going on here, and there was already, though it wasn't a firestorm, there was a loud enough voice in that case.
There was a loud enough voice, and it was just the piling on of everything that's been happening in the NFL. You're seeing other players with the 49ers, with the Panthers. This is in the news. People are seeing it. They instituted a more harsher penalty. 3 days later, a player from the San Francisco 49ers accused of domestic violence. So it's almost as if the players are not learning, and we should have known, the NFL should have known that this was going on. All
right, let's talk about Ravens owner Steve Bisciotti supported Goodell in an interview. Do you think other people feel the same way? Go ahead.
I do. I think a lot of people like Roger Goodell. I think he's got a lot of support. And I think they're going to wait and see if the man was misrepresenting the truth or if he's telling the truth. If he's telling the truth, the only thing he could be accused of is operating an inefficient NFL front office.
But you won't see that all the players saying, you know what, he's got to step down, he's got to step down, and put the pressure on the owners to do so?
It's too early for that right now.
It's too early for that.
And the players have been saying that for quite some time now. He's come in as a law and order commissioner, and they have been butting heads for many years now. So it's not just this incident. It goes back to what he did with the New Orleans Saints, with other suspensions, with PEDs, and with drugs. So they've been going after it for a while.
So what do you think about players coming out? Rodney White of the Falcons tweeting out, Brian Hartline from the Dolphins also tweeting out. This is what Brian Hartline said, just released the top-rated, let's go to Brian Westbrook. Being a leader is not a primetime job. You hear this, it's tweet after tweet after tweet saying that he is not doing enough of a good job.
He isn't doing a good enough job, according to the players, because they're seeing their fellow players being suspended. NFL coaches are seeing him suspend New Orleans Saints coach Sean Payton for somewhat of the same infraction that people are getting on Roger Goodell for. His wording when he suspended Sean Payton was, if you know something that's going on under your roof, you need to know what's going on, so I'm suspending you for this. Bounty Gate, you could say the same sort of argument for Roger Goodell. What's going on under your corporate house? Did this video make its way to the office?
So are you saying we have to wait for the independent investigator to make his case, and then we can actually look at it?
There's so many allegations flying around. This is a good thing that they're going to do a study and look at this, but
what about the audio tape? That the NFL did see the video. There's the law official saying in New Jersey that there was an audio tape and that it was given to the NFL.
Right. Let's find out if that's true. Okay. Let's find out who received it and why that person did or did not give it to the commissioner.
What do you think about this headline right here in the Post? And you see it right there, and it says, "Heaven help us." What do you think about that? He's turning to his faith. He's turning to his family. He is turning inwards and looking. Do you think he can ever play again? Do you think it's been a broad brush sort of stroke saying, you know what, we passed a judgment, you are done?
I think right now, in this vortex of what's going on, I don't think anyone can envision it, but who would have thought that Michael Vick would have been able to make a comeback? He rehabilitated himself, went to jail, he's now been flourishing and has become somewhat of a leader inside of the league. I don't imagine that necessarily for Ray Rice, but anything is possible once we get away from this.
Anthony?
I think I agree.
Okay.
I agree. I think that, again, there's a situation going on here where there's a pile-on happening. The commissioner is now under attack. We need to just take a step back, let the facts come out.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for talking about this. Anthony Caruso, he is a sports attorney, and of course, Mike Bako, sports editor for thedailynational.com. Thank you, gentlemen, for talking to us. Of course, for a complete up-to-minute news on the Ray Rice story, you can go to our website at pix11.com.